All right, hello class. What I would like to do with this session is to talk a little bit about the discussion project this week and our approach to this essay more generally. So this is a rhetorical analysis, and as such, what it's going to do is you're going to select an advertisement, and you're going to break down how it conveys its message to an audience. Now, there is a sample of this particular essay. It's actually all the way in chapter 12, which we covered in week 3. I believe it's on page 162 of your textbook, and that just gives you a sense of what this essay is all about. But what I want to do now is I actually want to sort of model this process for you, and then I'll talk about the discussion board. So let me share my screen with you really quickly. And all right, so let me get this over here. To make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to watch a commercial, and then I'm going to break this down in its context, logos, ethos, and pathos, which is what our activity is asking you to do this week for an ad of your choice. Okay, so let's watch.
Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape. Make it instantly patch, bond, seal, and repair. Flex Tape is no ordinary tape. Its triple thick adhesive virtually welds itself to the surface, instantly stopping the toughest leaks. Leaky pipes can cause major damage, but Flex Tape grips on tight and bonds instantly. Plus, Flex Tape's powerful adhesive is so strong, it even works underwater. Now you can repair leaks in pools and spas without draining them. Flex Tape is perfect for marine, campers, and RVs. Flex Tape is super strong, and once it's on, it holds on tight. And for emergency auto repair, Flex Tape keeps its grip, even in the toughest conditions. Big storms can cause big damage, but Flex Tape comes super wide, so you can easily patch large holes. To show you the power of Flex Tape, I saw this boat in half and repaired it with only Flex Tape. Not only does Flex Tape's powerful adhesive hold the boat together, but it creates a super strong watertight seal, so the inside is completely dry. Just cut, peel, stick, and seal. Imagine everything you can do with the power of Flex Tape.
All right, so we'll stop there. Okay, so as you look at this ad and think of it in terms of its rhetorical appeals, the worksheet that I shared on the discussion board this week walks you through the structure of this essay. And the first thing that you're being asked to do is to think about the context of the ad. So you're going to summarize its content, and in this particular ad, it's not really narrative focused. It's more of a product demonstration, and he goes through and he shows practical uses for this product, and then he shows some pretty increasingly ridiculous uses for it in order to show how strong it is. If it can hold a boat together that he sawed in half, then it can, patch a leak in a pipe for you. So that you would summarize its content. And in terms of its context, what I would focus on here is that this is falling within a particular genre of advertising that traces its origins back to a kind of carnival atmosphere. You would run into someone like this in Atlantic City or Coney Island or Navy Pier in Chicago, and they're just out among the public demonstrating some product, looking for volunteers from the audience, emphasizing how affordable it is and how it replaces some everyday product that people use. And those kinds of ads then found expression on other types of media. So, for example, these late night TV ads, they would show the product. They would then encourage you to call and order. They're going to do things like say, well, it's only $19.95, but order right now and we'll double your order. And it had a lot of familiar tropes like that. Now this one, if you look at what's on the screen right now, this one is very much invested in new media. They're showing you their web address. They're also encouraging you to connect with their social media pages on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube. And by getting you to follow them, they then have that built-in audience to essentially kind of boost their signal. Another context here is there's an economic context where it's a product that is attempting to be very practical and really solve these kinds of everyday use situations. You have a leaky pipe, you have a boat with some crack in it, and your roof has a leak. You can fix it in this way, and the implication is that it's much cheaper than a full replacement or repair of whatever's wrong. Okay, so that's its context. Now, the essay is also asking you to look into and address specific rhetorical appeals. And as you do that, you are essentially going to be looking at logos, ethos, and pathos. So logos is the logical appeal, it's the message, and that really does dominate this ad because he's showing you how the product works. He actually demonstrates, look, it blocks this leak on this fish tank. They show it fixing a leaky pipe. Your bumper falls off. You can put this tape on there, and it's going to hold. So that's a logical appeal. You have a problem. This tape provides a solution. The way ethos functions in this ad is fairly interesting, in that ethos is often about authority and trustworthiness. Now, a figure like this doesn't always really indicate trustworthiness. He's a salesman. He's got this big kind of fake smile. He's very loud and confident, and that might encourage you to kind of hesitate. But it actually, in doing that, sort of has the opposite effect. He's all about getting your attention and keeping you engaged with what he's doing. So you're wondering, what is this person going to do next? So he does this absurd thing where he saws the boat in half, and then you see him in the boat, and it's really the way that he acts as a kind of a voice for the logos, that's where the ethos comes from. It's not from this, being this, long-standing company that you can put your trust in. It's not, I don't know, like scotch or duct tape or something like that. but it's a product that through some technological innovation is able to be better than its competitors. And then pathos. Pathos is how a source connects with an audience. And in advertising, this is a kind of emotional appeal. Now, this ad does not appeal to emotion in the sense of producing great joy or sadness or anything like that. But instead, they're encouraging you to see yourself use the product. You'll notice that whenever they show, let me see if I can find a moment here. Whenever they show someone actually using the product other than the speaker, you don't really see them. And the audience here is sort of your do-it-yourself handyman kind of figure. And so they're encouraging you to see yourself in that same role. They show you the tool there that, it's easy to trim this to size. They show you the guy actually sticking it down. And then you see the aftermath of it capturing rain and still working. So again, in its demonstration of logos, it uses pathos. Envision yourself using this product. So that's what your essay is going to do. It's going to break things down in a systematic way like that. And as we look at at your work and your projects and get into our course here, the discussion board I have for this week is all about discussion board 12. It's this rhetorical analysis planning sheet. It's asking you to work through all of these elements within your essay. And this essentially functions as an outline for your project. So this is what we're going to be working on over the next couple weeks. Rose State's on fall break starting tomorrow. Of course, we work online, but just get your discussion posts up by Sunday. That'll get us started with the essay, and we'll work through it on into next week. I do not have any quizzes scheduled this week, so your primary work is going to be here on this discussion board. So let me know if you have any questions or anything, and thank you for watching, and I will be following up on the discussion board and looking forward to seeing the ads that you choose.